Western Kentucky takes on Texas San Antonio. 7 o'clock Eastern kickoff this Friday at the Alamo Dome. Western Kentucky's -1.5, total 72. We're 7-2 in our last 9 college football tier package picks on BrockPage.com. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at BrockPage.com. We're also hitting at 70% in our last 21 college football tier package picks on that very same webpage. Now, Western Kentucky is in the top 3 in the country in scoring on average per game. The Hilltoppers scored 42 points or more in 7 out of their last 8 ball games, and they throw it just as good as anybody else in Division I. Bailey Zappi leads the NCAA in passing. The senior's thrown for over 4,900 yards, along with 52 touchdowns. His favorite target's been Jareth Stearns, who's got 127 grabs for over 1,500 yards and a dozen scores. As a matter of fact, Stearns is averaging over 128 receiving yards per contest. Meanwhile, wide receiver Mitchell Tinsley's also got over 1,100 receiving yards and 10 scores on the year. The Hilltoppers lead the country with 423 pass yards per contest. Meanwhile, defensively, WKU's second in the country in takeaways. They're taking on a UTSA team who blew their undefeated season this past week to North Texas. They actually gave up 45 points to the Mean Green. They also failed to cover the number in their last 3 straight. The Roadrunners have also had some significant problems turning the ball over offensively. When it comes to the total in this one, 5 out of UTSA's last 9 ball games fell under the number, throwing out that North Texas debacle. Meanwhile, 4 out of Western Kentucky's last 7 fell under the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward WKU, -1.5, under 72. Next ball game right there. It is going to be Oregon versus Utah, 8 p.m. Eastern kickoff this Friday in Vegas. Utah's -3, totals 59.5. The Utes are on a 5-game winning streak, 8-1 straight up in their last 9. They've done a real nice job running the football this season. They're gaining over 216 yards a game on the ground, and they rank in the top 15 in that category. Meanwhile, defensively, Mika Tafua has 9.5 sacks on the season, 45 tackles for the D end. And speaking of tackles, Devin Lloyd leads the program with 100 of them. The linebacker also has 7 sacks and 3 interceptions. The Utes have a top 25 pass defense. They're holding their opponents to just 199 pass yards per game. They're also in the top 20 in defensive yards per contest. They're taking on an Oregon team who failed to cover in 6 out of their last 10. The Ducks also struggled to throw the football away from Altson Stadium. Now, defensively, the Ducks also find themselves 98th in the country in pass defense. Now, injury-wise, Happel, Johnson, McKinley, and Herbert, they're all questionable for Friday night. When it comes to the total in this one, 4 out of Oregon's last 7 contests fell under the number, throwing out that Oregon State game. The Ducks are officially 4-1 to the under away from their home field. Meanwhile, the Utes saw their last 2 straight fall under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Utah -3, under 59.5.